Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I am delighted to have you here today. Today, we will be exploring the qualification of the tablet hardness tester. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. Throughout this presentation, I will guide you through the key aspects of qualifying this essential instrument. We'll cover the importance of tablet hardness testing, the qualification process, and best practices to ensure accuracy and reliability. So, let's get started and delve into this important topic. Let's start with the key concepts. When we talk about tablet hardness, we're actually referring to the tablet's breaking force. In simple terms, it's how much force you need to apply to fracture a tablet. This measurement is crucial because it directly impacts the mechanical integrity of the tablet and how well the drug performs. If a tablet is too weak, it might break too easily during handling or transportation, but if it's too hard, it might not dissolve properly in the body. Regulatory pharmacopoeias like USP 1217 and pH. UR 298 provide standardized methods for testing this breaking force, ensuring consistency and reliability across the industry. Now, moving on to the phases of qualification. These are essential steps to make sure our equipment and processes meet quality standards. First, we have design qualification, or DQ, which confirms that the product we choose fits its intended use. Next is installation qualification, or IQ, where we verify that the equipment is installed correctly and according to specifications. Then we have operational qualification, or OQ, which ensures that the functions of the equipment operate properly within defined limits. Finally, performance qualification, or PQ, tests whether the equipment consistently produces desirable results under real-world conditions. When it comes to qualifying a tablet hardness tester, these phases help us ensure the device is accurate, reliable, and suitable for its purpose. It's all about creating confidence that the testing process will accurately reflect the tablet's true hardness, which, as we discussed, is vital for product quality and performance. Connecting all these points, rigorous qualification ensures that our drug products meet the highest standards and regulatory expectations. Let's take a closer look at some of the key regulatory standards that guide tablet quality. USP 1217 specifies the procedures we use to test the breaking force of tablets, ensuring they can withstand handling. Similarly, the pH. UR 298 standard defines the resistance to crushing of tablets, which aligns closely with USP standards. Why is this important? Well, the results from these tests help us determine whether tablets are robust enough to handle the stresses of handling, packaging, and transportation without breaking or losing integrity. Now, connecting this to the broader regulatory landscape, good manufacturing practice requirements, such as those outlined in FDA 21 CFR Part 211, emphasize that equipment used in manufacturing must be suitable and properly maintained. This ensures that the quality of our products is consistent and reliable. So, in essence, these standards and regulations work together to ensure that the tablets we produce are not only effective, but also resilient enough to reach patients safely. Let's talk about units and measurement. When we express force, we typically use newtons, abbreviated as N in the past. Some older units like kilopons or kp and kilogram force, or kgf, were also used. It's important to understand the conversion between these, especially when communicating results in standard scientific units. For example, 1 kilogram force is equal to 9.8 newtons. This conversion helps us compare measurements accurately across different systems. Another key point is the acceptance criteria for break force readings. To ensure accuracy and reliability, the readings must be within plus or minus 1 newton. This level of precision is crucial for consistent and valid results. Overall, understanding the units used and maintaining measurement accuracy are fundamental to obtaining valid and meaningful data in our testing process. Let's take a closer look at design qualification, or DQ, which is a crucial step in ensuring our hardness tester meets all necessary requirements. The main objective here is to confirm that the equipment we select actually supports both regulatory standards and our specific testing methods. For example, one key aspect is the force range of the tester. It needs to cover the sample types we plan to test, such as from 2 up to 500 newtons, to ensure versatility and accuracy. Another important point is compliance. We need to have documented proof that the tester adheres to recognized standards like USB and pH, UR, which are essential for regulatory approval and quality assurance. Moving on to deliverables, the first is the User Requirement Specification, or URS. This document clearly outlines what we need from the equipment, serving as a foundation for selection and validation. Then, we also require comprehensive vendor documentation, which provides detailed information about the equipment's specifications, performance, and compliance status. Connecting this to the overall theme, DQ helps us build a solid foundation for reliable, compliant, and effective testing processes. It's about making sure everything is aligned from the start, reducing risks later on in validation and operation. Now, let's talk about installation qualification, or IQ for short. The main goal here is to make sure that the machine is installed correctly and is fully prepared for use. This step is critical because proper installation sets the foundation for the entire qualification process. When performing IQ, there are several typical checks to keep in mind. First, we want to verify the equipment's location, ensuring it's placed on a stable surface in a suitable environment. We also need to confirm that the power supply is appropriate and reliable. Another key point is to check the device's serial number and make sure all environmental conditions, like temperature and humidity, are within specified ranges. It's also important to log all manuals and calibration certificates related to the equipment. This documentation helps us maintain traceability and ensures everything is up to date. Additionally, we need to verify that the software has been installed correctly and that access is controlled through passwords. This helps protect the system from unauthorized access and maintains data integrity. Finally, the documentation outputs from this phase include the IQ protocol and a checklist. These documents serve as a record that all installation steps have been verified and completed properly. Connecting all of these points, the IQ process ensures that the equipment is not only installed properly, but also ready for subsequent qualification steps, ultimately supporting the overall quality and compliance of our operations. Now, let's move on to operational qualification, or OQ for short. The main purpose of OQ is to verify that the hardness tester is functioning properly and that its instrumentation is accurate and reliable. Essentially, we're checking that the equipment performs as expected under real-world conditions. This step is crucial because it ensures the measurements we obtain are valid and consistent. When we talk about verifying the functional performance, we're making sure that all the components of the tester, like sensors, display, and controls, are working correctly. Connecting this to the overall theme, it's about maintaining confidence in our testing process and ensuring quality in every measurement we take. Now, let's talk about performance qualification, or PQ. The main purpose here is to confirm that the tester consistently produces reliable outputs when tested with real samples. This is crucial to ensure our process is dependable over time. For the test plan, we need to run at least 10 tablets from a minimum of 3 different production batches. This helps us verify that the testing process is robust across different batches and not just a one-time occurrence. As we perform the tests, we record the hardness values for each individual tablet. These data points are essential because they help us assess the consistency and reliability of our testing method. When it comes to acceptance criteria, we're looking at 2 key things. First, the mean hardness should fall within our established historical limits, meaning our product quality remains consistent over time. Second, the standard deviation should stay within a predefined range, indicating that the hardness measurements are not too spread out and that our testing process is precise. Overall, PQ is about making sure our testing process is both accurate and consistent, supporting the overall quality and reliability of the product. When it comes to electronic records, it's crucial that the data we store complies with regulatory controls, such as maintaining proper audit trails. For example, 21 CFR Part 11 sets the standards for electronic records to ensure their integrity and authenticity. This means we need to have systems in place that track any changes or access to these records, creating a transparent history. Now let's talk about documentation. What exactly do we need to file? Key documents include IQ, OQ, and PQ protocols, which are essential for validating our processes. Calibration certificates are also vital, as they verify that our equipment is functioning correctly. Test data, along with signatures, provide proof of validation and compliance. Additionally, keeping a deviation log is important, especially if any deviations occur. This log should be accompanied by CAPA, or corrective and preventive actions, to address issues proactively. All of these documents and records are critical because regulatory inspectors will review them during GMP or EMA audits. Ensuring that this documentation is complete, accurate, and easily accessible is fundamental to maintaining compliance and demonstrating the integrity of our processes. Now, let's talk about some best practices and tips to ensure our calibration processes are effective and compliant. First, always use certified calibration weights. This might seem obvious, but using certified weights helps guarantee the accuracy of your calibration results. Next, performing requalification on schedule is crucial. Regular requalification ensures your equipment remains accurate over time and helps catch any drift early. Training operators is another key point. Well-trained personnel are essential for consistent test execution and proper documentation. Also, make sure environmental conditions are consistent. Temperature, humidity, and cleanliness can all impact calibration outcomes, so controlling these factors is vital for reliable results. Moving on to common deficiencies and how we can address them. One frequent finding is missing calibration logs. Always keep detailed records. They are your proof of compliance and help trace issues if they arise. Another issue is the lack of defined acceptance criteria, which can lead to ambiguity. Be clear about what acceptable results are before testing begins. Unclear SOPs are also a problem. Ensure your SOPs are detailed and easy to follow. Lastly, inadequate documentation of test execution can undermine your entire process. Properly record each step to maintain transparency and accountability. So, how do we fix these issues? Follow a comprehensive validation master plan that guides all activities systematically. Use predefined checklists during calibration and testing. These checklists help ensure nothing is overlooked and promote consistency across your procedures. By adhering to these tips and addressing common deficiencies, you'll strengthen your calibration program, improve accuracy, and maintain compliance with regulatory standards. Let's wrap up with a quick summary of the key points. Hardness qualification is crucial because it ensures both scientific accuracy and regulatory compliance, which are essential for reliable results. Following structured IQ, OQ, and PQ protocols helps us maintain consistency and thoroughness in our validation process, and documenting our criteria ensures transparency and traceability. Additionally, using validated calibration methods and applying appropriate statistical analysis are vital steps to guarantee our measurements are accurate and reproducible. Overall, these practices reinforce the integrity of our testing process and help us meet the high standards required in our industry. For further support, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're here to help answer any questions you might have or provide additional assistance. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We truly appreciate your engagement and look forward to supporting you in your next steps.